Hey, all right, welcome ladies and gentlemen to your fun fishing adventures. My name's Scotty. Today we're going to do some bluegill fishing. I'm at a lake. It's named Bismarck Lake. Well, its technical name is DeSalvo Lake. It's in Bismarck, Missouri. It's locally known as Bismarck Lake. So I kind of been down here already fooling around, and I'm catching some bluegill, so I wanted to share it with you. Let's get down here. All right, so I'm just using a good old spin cast rod and reel combo. I show it to you all. Nothing fancy. Got it at Walmart in the clearance bin. It's Ugly Stick Pro rod, Lite Pro with the Shakespeare reel. This has probably got 8-pound line, I guess. I think it's still factory line. Got a little split shot weight. And probably a little number size 1 hook with a red wiggler on it. So we're gonna kind of do like a live video here, and we're just gonna fish for about 20 minutes, see what we can catch. You'll see everything because I don't really want to do a cut on this video. It's gonna go like it's everyday fishing, whether I get hung up or I get tangled up, I get snagged. I want you all to see every bit of it. And I am fishing on the bottom, and it's kind of windy, so that makes it, oops, I missed one right there. Makes it kind of hard to watch your line, but you really need to when you're doing this, because the fish will swallow the hook really easy. And I'm on already. And they came off. Okay, well, he was on, so we know they're still out there. Let's get back out there. But I was trying to say, you really need to watch your line when you're trying to fish on the bottom for bluegill. I mean, you can hold your line and it helps, but sometimes they don't really pull on it. They'll move it back and forth, or they'll bring it in on you, and you won't even know they're there, and then you run a chance of gut hooking them or foul hooking them some way. There's one right there. I just barely felt him moving. Now I haven't caught, the biggest fish I've caught so far today has been 8 inches. But his little perch is what we're after. See, he got the hook kind of deep in him. I can get it out. I might have to grab my pliers to get it out. Oh, there it went. Popped right out. Probably a little 6 or 7 inch guy. He's not huge, but they're fun to catch. I'm really hoping to find some of them red ear. Plop. The red ear in this lake get pretty big. They put a heck of a good fight. You know, we may even luck into a catfish or something doing this, or a bass. Crappie will even eat worms. Let's get back out there. I'm probably fishing about 25 feet out from the bank today. In fact, I might just cast out and just reel it in slow and see if we can't get something to hit that way. I missed him. He hit on it. He kept pecking at it. Try to bring it in slow again. Oh, no takers. That's kind of hard to tell. Boy, he almost got all my worm. There's still a little worm on there though, so I think they'll still catch fish. So let's see how many of these fish we can catch in that 15 or 20 minutes we do this video. I missed him. Felt him bump it. He might have got all my worm that time. I was fishing with a bobber out here earlier. It didn't do me a whole lot of good. So I just said, what the heck? I'm gonna go to the bottom and see if they're not laying on the bottom. And sure enough, that's where I started catching them at. So I'm gonna get baited back up here real quick. And I like to use the red wigglers when I'm fishing for perch or bluegill, anything like that. Night crawlers are just almost too much for them to take down, and you'll miss a lot of fish because your bait's too big. So they don't have very big mouth. Just kind of going to thread that worm back on her. Some people loop the worm around. I kind of like try to thread that worm on her and keep that hook exposed, and just leave this little tail so the tail can move around and it'll attract those perch. It almost looked like it landed right where a turtle had just popped his head up at. That was a run. There, I got him that time. See, he took off running with it, and I couldn't really feel him. And see, he swallowed him. This is the problem with using these small hooks and fishing on the bottom when you can't watch your line. Well, I'm gonna have to cut the line and let him go. And hopefully he'll spit that bait back, that hook back out. Okay, he's back in the water. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the camera off for just a second so I can retie this hook. Stay tuned, guys. We'll get back out here and catch some more bluegill. All right, we're all tied back up. Let's get back out there. I went with a little bit bigger hook this time. See if we can't stop that getting gut hook like that. He came back and hit it twice. And pulled that worm down some more. Let's get it back on that hook and get back out. I tried fishing closer, thinking I'd get a little better hookup rate, but I wasn't even getting any bites when I was fishing closer. I had to get out there a little ways. Hopefully that wind's not too bad on. It's kind of been rainy and windy today, and I was hoping that wind would lay down, and it did not. I wanted to bring my boat, because I'd much rather fish out my boat for bluegill, even though it's a great panfish to fish from the bank. But on this lake, if it's a little windy and you're not on the lake, it's going to be really windy on this lake. I don't know why, it's just always been that way. Wasn't quite as far out that time. We might have to cast back out there and see if we can't get hooked back up with them. Come on, little bluegill. I'm gonna jiggle that worm just a little bit, see if I can't get something's attention. Nope. All right. Let's get back out there. We'll try it again. Cast over a little bit more to the right. That's a good spot right there. Let's see if we can't find something there. This is real fishing, guys. I mean, this, no edits except for having to tie hooks, because I just don't want to bore you guys with that. Really, honestly, I shouldn't have to retie these hooks. These bluegill really don't need to be swallowing these silly things. Like I said, I went to bigger hooks. See, we can't fix that problem. Ah, he hit it, and I took it from him. But I'd rather take it from him and not hook him than gut hook him. You know what I mean? Some people say the fish will live with the hook in them, and some people say they won't. To me, I would think of a hook's in a fish that wouldn't be able to eat because the hook's going to be in the way, and that fish would eventually die. Some people say a hook will rust out. I don't think it'd rust out fast enough to make a difference. Now, I know I didn't catch all the fish out of here. I think they're just camera shy. Because I was catching them left and right before I put this camera on. Wiggled around a little bit. Now this lake I'm fishing, it's full of stumps. I mean, it really is. It was just an area that got flooded out. So all the timber and stuff that was in here stayed here. It's not a very deep lake. I'd say probably the deepest part's 16 feet maybe. And that's over by the spillway. There is like an 8-foot channel that runs up through here. Of course, like I said, it depends on what time of year it is, how, you know, what the lake level is, how deep it is. There's something. Is that a fish or is it a snag? I think that's a snag, guys. It ain't moving. So I would just happen, I haven't got snagged up this whole time. Then I sit there and start talking about trees, and I get snagged. Get lucky and it'll pull off. If not, I'll retie. Well, something came loose. Oh, and there might still be something on here. Oh, it's a fishing line I'm on. So y'all can see that out there. So I'm on another fishing line. There may be a fishing pole attached to that fishing line. I don't know if I'd be able to get it in. Tighten that drag down some. Let's see if we can get it to come. No. Okay, well, we didn't get that back, but we did get our hook back, and we got our weight. So, and it did bend my hook out a little bit, as y'all can see, but I can fix that. I have the power to do that. I readjust his weight because that weight slid all the way down on me. So, all right. Apparently that fishing line wanted to eat my worm too. So, time to put a new worm on. And these are just some leftover worms that was actually given to me at a little, I guess it was a panfish type tournament at a lake here in Bismarck, or in Bonne Terre. It was a kids tournament put on by the Department of Conservation and I'm sure the city. But it's something they do every year. But there was a guy going and he's like, "Here man, you want these worms?" I'm like, "Well sure, I'll take worms. I got no problem using worms." Worms get expensive if you buy them. I don't grow them. I don't use them enough. But worms will catch about any kind of fish in local freshwater. Catch drum, catfish, carp, gar, bluegill, crappie. They'll all eat worms. That's probably why I'm having some issue. I got a little tangle in my line. But now that I'm going to take this tangle out, watch, something will bite on it. Oh yeah, I'm all boogered up here. This is part of real fishing. There we go. We got that out. I'm sure there's probably a fish on that hook because I wasn't able to take care of it. You're kidding me. I'm snagged again. I've been fishing out this whole stinking time. Yeah, that broke that time. All right, well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to retie this line because, as you see, it's broke off. And I may move to the next spot over. And we'll see what we can catch over there. That's only just a few feet away, just right over there. So stay tuned, hang out, we'll see what else happens. All right guys, I'm back. So I kind of changed things up for some reason or another. I don't have any more weights with me besides for this one that I dug out of my bottom of my bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with a cork just to try to keep from losing this, because if I lose it, I'm done. So I've got that set probably about 18 inches to 2 feet deep. We've moved over to this other spot. And I had a hit already. I missed him. So when I pulled on it, it came in about another 10 feet. And there's no fish in that area for some reason. I just don't get it, because usually you'll find bluegill. There's one. It was a tree. A little tree limb. Usually you'll find them bluegill closer to the shore, not quite so far out. We have had quite a bit of rain. Well, that was a really crappy cast. We've had quite a bit of rain and the water's pretty dingy right now. So that's probably not helping things any. I still think we can come up with a couple more bluegill. I do have a windscreen over my GoPro. I hope it's helping. I really feel I need to get out there a little farther. We're at least going to catch one more before I call it a video. Yeah, so I got good ways out there now. And my cork's under. Oh, and there's a fish. There was a fish. Dang it. Or maybe I need to sharpen these hooks. There ain't no reason I should have missed that fish. Ain't no reason at all, because I had set that hook pretty hard on him. And it's a bluegill. It's not like you gotta put a whole lot of effort into it. I'm going back out there where he was. Let's see if I got worm left. Oh yeah, I got a little worm left on there. I was a little farther off to the right on that last cast, but he still may go over there and get it. It's kind of hard to see that bobber. It's like a chartreuse and it kind of blends in with that water. It's hard to tell sometimes if it's going underneath or if it's just the waves going over the top of it. Now, I did snag on something over here earlier, so I know there's something out there. Just hope I don't find it again. You're never guaranteed to catch fish when you go fishing. No, but you always hope you do. That's kind of what the whole plan is here. I mean, I could sit here and edit a video and catch fish after fish after fish, but I want you guys to know what real fishing is. You know, when I was a kid, I remember watching like Bill Dance and everything. They're out catching bass and stuff, left and right, big bass. And it's all in this little 30-minute show. I'm like, how in the heck can they catch all those fish in 30 minutes? Well, I was a little kid, so I didn't really know about editing or anything like that. So I just took it that they were really super great fishermen, which in their own right they are. And probably actually watching a lot of their videos inspired me to fish because I wanted to be just like they were. There's one. Come on. Get out of that tree or whatever you're trying to get into. He got into the stinking tree anyway somehow. All right, guys, here's another bluegill. Probably another 6.5 inch. About the same size. I went to throw him in, he flopped out of my hand. Excuse my shoes, guys. This is my walking around in the mud shoes. I ain't gonna wear my good shoes out here and ruin them. Okay, out there we go again. I couldn't tell if that bobber went under or if it was just the waves. I want to say that it went under just because it's for good video, but it's probably really just the waves. So we're going to catch one more and then we'll call it a video after that. I know they're here. Just keep them. There it is, right? Okay, well, guess what, guys? We're going to call it a video one way or another because remember I told you I snagged up on something out there earlier? I found it again. So we're going to pop this line if it pops. And I lost my bobber and everything out there. So Stacy, Bank Fishing Adventures, if you need a bobber, there's one right there, buddy. He's always finding bobbers, using them. I don't blame him. So, all right, guys, thanks for coming to hang out with me. I hope you had a good time. We did catch a few fish. We didn't catch any monsters, but it's the reality of fishing. All right, thanks a lot. Have a great day, and thank you for watching Your Fun Fishing Adventures channel.